the epic history of Algeria, a land of warriors, empires, and revolution. Buckle up, because Algeria's history is nothing short of legendary. This North African giant has seen it: ancient warriors, Roman conquerors, fierce pirates, Ottoman rule, brutal colonization, and an explosive fight for freedom. Let's dive into the story of a country that has stood strong through the ages. 1. Ancient Algeria. The land of the Berbers pre-1000 BC to 146 BC, before the world even knew what civilization was. The Berbers, Algeria's original inhabitants, were already thriving in the mountains and deserts. They controlled massive trade routes across the Sahara, trading gold, salt, and spices. Then came the Phoenicians, expert sailors who set up trading posts along the Mediterranean coast. But the real power shift happened when the mighty Numidian kingdom rose, led by King Massinissa, a warrior who fought alongside and against the Romans. Roman and Byzantine rule, Algeria becomes a Roman powerhouse. 146 BC, 7th century. The Romans saw Algeria's potential and conquered it in 146 BC, turning it into a rich province. They built incredible cities like Timgad and Jamila, which had theaters, baths, and bustling markets. But Rome's rule didn't last forever. The Vandals, yes, the same name used for troublemakers today, stormed in around the 5th century. Then the Byzantines tried to bring order, but Algeria was already heading toward its next big transformation. 3. The Arab conquest and the rise of Islam. 7th–16th century. Entered the Arabs. In the 7th century, Muslim warriors arrived, bringing Islam and the Arabic language. At first, the Berbers resisted, but they eventually embraced the new faith and made it their own. Powerful Berber dynasties like the Almoravids and Almohads rose, ruling vast lands that stretched into Spain. Algeria became a thriving part of the Islamic world, filled with grand mosques, scholars, and bustling trade routes. 4. The Ottoman era, pirates, power, and intrigue. 1516–1830. By the 16th century, Spain was causing trouble along the coast, so Algeria turned to the Ottoman Empire for help. The Ottomans sent their greatest pirate-turned-admiral, Barbarossa, who defeated the Spanish and turned Algiers into a powerful city-state. For the next 300 years, Algerian corsairs, or pirates, ruled the Mediterranean, striking fear into European sailors. Algiers became a pirate stronghold, making European navies furious. Even the United States fought battles with Algeria in the Barbary Wars in the early 1800s. 5. French colonization. 132 years of struggle, 1830–1962. In 1830, the French invaded, ending Ottoman rule and starting a brutal colonization that lasted over a century. The Berbers and Arabs fought back fiercely, especially under the leadership of Emir Abdelkader, who waged a 17-year war of resistance. Despite the heroic resistance, France took control and turned Algeria into a French colony, bringing in European settlers called Pied Noirs and forcing native Algerians into second-class status. But Algerians never gave up their fight for freedom. Then came 1954. The National Liberation Front, or FLN, launched a full-scale war against the French. It was bloody. It was relentless. Over 1 million Algerians lost their lives in the struggle. But in 1962, after 8 years of war and global pressure, Algeria finally broke free. Independence was won on July 5, 1962. 6. Modern Algeria, a nation reborn, 1962, present. After independence, Algeria rose from the ashes. The country embraced socialism, nationalized its massive oil and gas reserves, and played a big role in international politics. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The 1990s saw a brutal civil war between the government and Islamist groups. Thousands died, and Algeria went through one of its darkest periods. Today, Algeria is a strong and resource-rich nation, blending its Berber, Arab, and Islamic heritage into a unique identity. From the Sahara Desert to the Mediterranean coast, from ancient ruins to modern cities, Algeria remains a land of resilience, revolution, and rich history. Algeria, a story of strength and survival. Algeria's past is epic, intense, and inspiring. It's a land where warriors, scholars, rebels, and revolutionaries shaped history. It has faced invaders, empires, and colonizers, but it always fought back and stood tall. That's the story of Algeria, a country that never backs down.